What's up, you freak bitches? Welcome to the Next Gen Podcast.
Welcome to the future.
Where you get fucked in the ass.
We got Victor, Mason, and I.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Come on.
This is
I am
KB,
KB.
and welcome to our podcast.
Yes, where we talk about technology, sacrifices, self-development, androids, anything in the future of
Psychedelics.
technology.
Anything.
Drugs.
Next gen.
Steroids.
Weed.
Hi guys, welcome to the Next Gen Podcast.
We don't sing songs.
Hey, Victor, do the little island dance, the beat.
That's hilarious.
Remember that? Hey,
How did you know the exact beat that he was talking about?
We did it while we were working one day,
yeah.
and people were like walking in. We were like required to open the doors, and so like when people would walk in, we would like hit the sides of the wall and go like, dum, 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 hey, and they're like walking in like, what the fuck? We're like, welcome
We're
to
like-
your island escape.
Oh my god.
They're like, wrong restaurant. I'm going to Pollo Tropical or something.
Pollo Tropical. No, that place it's actually pretty good, not gonna lie. I like Pollo Tropical.
I used to eat that all the time in university.
Yeah. Back in heydays.
Well, people walk in, they're like, is this a Pollo Tropical?
Really? Yo, I had one guy be like, yo,
I
this
think-
is
I
not
think
Denny's?
one's, like kind of a mistake too for that restaurant. Yeah.
Like, no, dude, it's not Denny's, man. It's
No,
Bahama Breeze. He's like, there's no orange juice? There's no pancakes? I was like, no, bro.
Where's the bacon at?
Where's the bacon?
Look at that armpit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, get that armpit.
Oh.
Woo!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Look at the
All right.
muscles.
Sorry, I have to fix this ring light situation
So, guys, why did we come back together today again?
to discuss relationships.
Relationships.
Whoa.
Relationships. Not just romantic.
Are we
ones.
live, by the way?
All relationships.
We've been live, Victor, for
Oh,
the.
shoot.
Wait, you gotta kick out the armpit stuff, bro. That's not cool.
Oh, they
Yeah.
can't see it. Well, maybe they
Did we
can.
already
but
start the
they
YouTube
like
channel?
it.
They do.
No, we haven't even started. No, we haven't done anything, Victor. We
Did
haven't
you
done
put the-
shit.
Oh, you did put on YouTube though.
It's on my YouTube, but we discussed that we wanted our own like Next Gen Podcast YouTube channel.
Yeah, so have you made it?
Yeah.
Have I made it? No. Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Usually
Oh,
KB's like 3 steps ahead of everybody. Like he's like,
Yeah,
starting this
like-
thing.
like
we
when
already
he-
have an LLC.
Yeah, like when he booked the room,
Yeah, like we already have the room.
Just hired a lawyer.
I was like- everyone didn't even confirm they were going, and KB already has the room. I was like,
Just get payroll next week.
we hired 73 people.
That's-
yeah.
Alright,
we
well, let me
will,
do it right now.
Be setting up a YouTube channel very soon. Very soon.
Very, very
By the
soon.
next podcast, we will set up a YouTube channel.
I mean, why not?
By the next
So
podcast. Maybe
who's
by
tasked
the
with
end-
doing that? Is
Look.
that gonna be you, Mason? You're gonna do it?
I will take priority. Yes.
Oh, okay, sounds great.
Is that how we're doing it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
We
Okay.
already got the YouTube cover too. We'll just use that photo that we have.
Yeah, that photo work. We just need to get like a little picture of Moses like stuck in the wall or something.
like head to the wall.
No,
you
no,
just Photoshop me in there, like
yeah,
just
because
gonna
we have the
post it.
photos, so maybe he'll be like the background picture.
Yeah, you see that poster on your wall with the guy with the box around his head? It'll be like that.
Why can't I?
Just put your small head in it. Okay, bad.
It has to be when you
Alright.
have the Princess Leia buns.
No, bro. It's gonna be however I wear my hair doing that picture. Anywho,
I not
let's,
make.
let's start, guys.
How do you make a YouTube account? Fuck, it's been a while. All right.
You
Are
have to have
you
a
really
Google
doing
account.
it right now?
I think you just make a
What's in line,
Gmail.
bro? He's already got
You
the LLC going. Like,
I literally just said I would do it, and he's like, you know what? No.
That's why I
I'm gonna do it
just
right now.
asked
No,
you.
no, I was already doing it before you said. I just wanted to see, but like, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be. Whatever.
it's already
You got it.
monetized. YouTube.
Demonetized,
We already got it
Got
subscribed.
devalued, put in jail, lock me up.
All right, so guys,
Guys.
are relationships really necessary? We could really just be entrepreneurs without a relationship with anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't need to know anyone. Networking is really
Okay.
a waste of time.
Yeah, why do people network?
Relationships are good for
Sorry,
business, though.
Moses. Sorry, no smoking.
It
No
depends.
smoking.
No,
I'm not.
no more sage. Everything's already cleansed.
Bro,
You've cleansed your room
get
7
that shit
times
out
already.
of here, bro.
It can't get any more clean.
There are no more demons. Trust me.
How much of networking is actually real when it comes to the self-development world? You know what I'm talking
Wait, what was
about?
your
Like,
question?
Ask that question again.
how much of networking is real in the self-development world? Like, how much of it is just stroking each other's dicks, being like, yo, like, let's get after it, and then actually meeting somebody who can help you move forward in your career?
I don't know because I only make authentic, meetings. So I don't try to like stroke people's ego because I don't believe in like flattery or criticism. I don't feel like a person should base themselves on that. So
No, I
with
like
that being said, I think it's as real as you make it real. You know, so
Yeah.
if it's your intention to build solid connections with someone, when you need to pull on that connection, they'll be there for you.
I
So
like that.
it's just
Beautiful.
your intention.
Yeah, it's like a give and take. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it can't be one-sided. And I think it's pretty quick to point out a fraud or a phony who's just, you know,
In it for the clout.
You know when
Yeah,
like someone's
for
trying to
the
form
clout.
a fake relationship.
Yeah.
Like Dan
Like-
Locke.
Yeah. They're literally just trying to like
That
Yeah,
Asian
Dan
guy.
relate you on any level.
Yeah.
It's like salesman. Like somebody came to the door the other day. She's like, "Oh my god, I love your floor mat," and I was like,
No, you don't.
"Thanks." She's like,
Oh.
"My birthday's on that day," and I was like, "Oh, I'm glad we have this connection now. Wow." Just
Like, wow, but whatever
there's
you're
just,
gonna
like,
sell
there's
me, I'm
nothing
still not
like
buying.
Not
Yeah.
that she wasn't doing her job. Like she was just trying to like get a conversation going. But like stuff like that will not build any kind of authentic relationship whatsoever. And therefore, will never build into anything, right?
I don't think any door-to-door salesman is ever going to be authentic anymore.
Oh, bro, I invited one in. He sold me Vivint, my smart home thing. He's my
I was
homie,
gonna
dude.
say
I got his
it
number.
depends how good they are. Like some people are really good.
Dude,
like,
no, he was
because-
legit. He was authentic. He literally was like,
Yes, that's a good
himself.
word.
he came inside and he's like, "Hey man, I'm just saying like you could do this and like it'd be sick and I'll wipe all these payments off and like you won't even have to worry about the initial fees and blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, you're trying to sell me. I get it." Then he's like, "But for real, dude, I love what you got going on here. Thanks for letting me inside." And like we're just chatting about like whatever he does and his family and stuff. And then
Mhm.
he was like, "I'll freestyle rap for you right now." And I was just like, "No, you won't." He's like, "Yeah, no, I'll
No
do it
way,
now."
no way.
And so after I like signed up and everything, he freestyled rapped and it was amazing.
It was
like,
good?
Yeah, it was sick.
Dang.
Like he was really good. I was like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
Dang.
And I got his like he's on Spotify and shit. I was like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just his side hustle. He's
gotta
gonna
be
grow his.
But he was exactly who he was. Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
Maybe he was putting on a little bit of like a persona of like, okay, yeah, you're working,
Professionalism.
gotta be
Yeah.
professional, but the way he acted, I knew like if I hung out with him outside of work, he'd be the exact same way. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what is
I feel like that's pretty
authenticity? What does authenticity mean to you, Victor?
Authenticity.
Yeah.
Just being kind of unapologetic with who you are. Like you can't be fronting or trying to be someone else.
Uh-huh.
I think people can generally tell someone's genuinity in their authenticity.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. That's all that came out of my mouth.
Whoa.
Right, I
He's
was-
just being authentic.
Into
He's being genuine.
Way to not try to oversell it is perfect. You know.
But no, for real, like, yeah, I really think
Oh,
it's.
man.
I really think it's. People are generally good at scoping out bullshit. You know.
Yeah. I agree.
I fear the people that can fool you.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah,
They
the,
do
nar-
this.
the narcissist.
And
Yeah.
The Machiavellians, the narcissists,
Oof.
these
there are people
stubborn.
that are stubborn and
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah. And
The hard
they
part
can
is,
push
like-
it for a while to like
Yeah.
really.
Until they get what they want, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they really have themselves in the door.
Yeah, they have you in
Then
a
they'll
hole.
stab you in the back.
Yeah. That's why I was saying that I try not to fall for like criticism or flattery. I try not to let that be like the basis on which I build approval for another person or for myself. Because then you're setting it. It's like building foundation on quicksand, you know. So yeah, because someone hypes you up, you're like, oh yeah, this person's cool and whatnot, and then after a while, we turned out just like they were just saying that to get your goat, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah. But
Oh.
so what's the most important relationship?
With yourself.
I already knew you and Moses were both gonna say that.
Oh, come on, bro. Hands down. If you
With
know
my
yourself,
mom, dude. My mom for sure.
it could be different for anybody else. It could
I'm
be
just kidding,
God.
I'm just
It could
kidding.
be their dog.
You definitely have to have.
Mason.
I already have one with yours. Anyway.
I knew she was hiding something from me.
No, but
Dude,
feel
I met your brother.
Definitely yourself. Honestly, that's like the answer I would give too. Because
Yeah. But why is it so important?
As lame as it sounds, like you gotta love yourself, man. And like in
If you
the
can't love
entirety-
yourself,
Yeah, like
if you can't love
If
yourself, how
if you
else
can't love yourself, you'll never be confident in your skills. But then there's a lot of people I know who are very good at what they do, but they don't believe in themselves. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you can do it. You're awesome. Go do it. Go make it happen. People who don't love themselves aren't allowed to have meaningful relationships because they're trying to heal something from someone else. They have like that wounded child, so they think that someone else can fix them when they're supposed to fix themselves and come into a relationship where it's whole. So the other person, they fix themselves, so they come into a relationship whole. There is no, I need you to fix me. You need to fix me. Why aren't you making me happy?
complete me.
Yeah. No, I hate that. I hate that.
Oh, me too. I was like,
I used to say all the time, like, oh my god, you complete me,
You're
heart, heart.
people are like, I'm looking for my other half, and I'm like, nah, I'm not it, because I'm a hole over here. You know, I'm only looking for someone to compliment, not complete.
I'm trying to be a 2, not a 1.5.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm looking for someone to compliment, you know, who accentuates my good and my bad. I guess you could say my strength and my
I guess
weaknesses.
you could say that about any relationship.
Yeah.
Not just like an intimate one. Like you want all your friends to just be like you are able to be authentic with them,
Right.
and then also when you're with them, they bring out like the best in you. And
Yeah.
I was listening to
build
Jordan.
each other up.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Yeah.
listening to Jordan Peterson actually today, and he was talking about how.
That's the one that you linked in the
Yeah, I was sending you videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
sending you videos.
Oh.
I actually sent it them too. I sent them at least.
I said to everyone.
Yeah.
But shoot, what was I gonna say? What are you talking about?
You said Jordan something.
Relationships.
Yeah.
You're watching
Oh,
video
oh,
with
he's
Jordan
like,
Peterson.
Building
how
up.
do you know? He said the way you know you have a true friend, like what,
Uh-huh.
like
Oh, I love
real
this.
friends
Yeah.
from fake friends,
Be quiet, guys.
was basically like when you tell them bad news. What does he say? When they tell you
they're
when you
actually
tell them
upset.
bad news.
Yeah.
What?
When you tell them bad news, they're actually upset. They're actually sad with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're actually happy for you. They're not like, oh, this is what I did, or this is what
Yeah.
happened to me too. Like,
Right, right. And then when
Yeah.
you tell them good news, they want to celebrate. Like
With
they
you,
want they want to help
yes.
you celebrate.
yeah,
And like that's when you know you have someone who like genuinely gives a shit. It's like if there's someone that like you tell them something and they immediately start telling a story about themselves or like a friend of theirs
That's
or
a
like
dead
something that they
giveaway.
did. It's like you already know like they're not there on the same level with you. They don't give a shit about you really.
About you.
Just
Yeah.
trying to
I had
they're trying to
like that.
feel better about themselves in the conversation, which is a useless conversation.
Yeah.
So I guess you could tell that about like any relationship.
Yeah, you can.
See how just like they react to like how you feel when you're
Yeah.
like projecting your emotion, if they're not like trying to reciprocate it in some way,
Or like go deeper and like actually understand what you're going through.
or
Yeah,
just be
they're like, how do you
empathetic, you
feel?
know,
Yeah.
What are you thinking right now? Stuff like that, where it's like you actually give a fuck.
yeah.
That's
You
usually
can,
when
you can tell.
conversations
You can
get
always tell when like somebody gives a fuck.
deep.
Like,
Absolutely.
you can't really. I mean, I guess you can fake it, like we said. Like there's some psychopaths out there, but you know when
But you
someone's
gotta
like,
try
not
really
listening.
hard.
Isn't that like the worst when you're having a conversation and you know that they're not listening to what you're saying?
Dude, I'll
Like-
just stop. I'll just stop talking. Like,
Yeah,
legit.
I'll cut it
Just
short
stare
so
at 'em.
quick, and I'll just
Yeah.
be like, yeah, but anyway, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like at
My,
that point.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
it's the waste of time, man. Like you're trying to be authentic and like make a connection, and then they're just like
Mhm.
in their own world. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well,
They're
I
just
guess
not
I'll just
there.
let you,
Yeah.
I'll let you keep playing around
Especially
in
if
your
it
head.
happens all the time. And it's
Mhm.
like you do this multiple times kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
I
that's-
started to view relationships as like a tool to like teach me
Dang.
about myself. No, stop. You judge me there. No, but I started to see relationship as a tool to teach me about myself because when you're interacting with other people, like things always come up like internally. Like you could be having a conversation. Like just now, like I could have got mad that KB prejudged me, but I didn't because I've been working on that, or not allowing
I
what
got
people
mad, though.
say about me.
I
Well,
got
on
mad
you.
for you because I knew you
Yeah.
were angry because we're real friends. And Kate's not a friend.
The angry translator.
But you know,
Motherfucker.
yeah, but no, like you use them. You can use
Obama's angry.
So good. Yeah.
interactions. You use interactions with others as like an introspective tool because everyone's so different and diverse. They're not gonna have the same beliefs and ideas that you have, and when you come across them, it gives you the ability to allow space for them to be exactly who they are. But sometimes we as individuals want to change the person to fit our beliefs and our ideas, and when they don't, we try to mold them. So I've been using interactions with others as a tool to allow other people personal freedom. That's just
Wow.
and to tell me about myself, because sometimes like in a certain situation I've been in recently, I've had people say things that are not true about me, and that used to be like something that I would get angry about because I would try to like manage other people's perception of me. But then through going through situations like that, I've decided not to manage other people's perceptions of me because that's just that. It's their perception, but it's not my identification. And as long as I don't identify with in my mind, then I'm okay. I'm not projecting that onto the screen of space. Or, yeah.
I like what you said there about how you don't want to project, you don't care. Well, you don't want to change somebody's perception, and it
Yeah.
kind of goes along with something that I guess I notice I do is like when you have like an energy and you feel like you're on like the right path and you're doing good and you want to like bring people with you kind of a thing, like
Yeah.
just like get everybody on the same level, like, but not everybody likes that. Not everybody wants to be like you to be in their face about it. Like they don't
Right.
really like, you know what I mean? Like they're doing their thing, they have their perception, they have their
Yeah.
goals, wants, needs. You got to be, the way I'm seeing it now is more like you got to be that light, be the leader, go in that direction, and let people follow.
Yeah.
Don't try to convince them to follow, just let them follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you can, the saying, like you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink.
Yeah,
It's the same thing. Like you can shine your light, but you can't make them see the knowledge or the wisdom that you have gotten. They have to be open
No matter
and
how
ready
bad
to
you want it,
receive it. Yeah, no matter how bad you want it. And then it comes for you to start seeing that. Are you trying to give them the knowledge from a self-gratifying point, or are you really trying to empower them? Because if
Right.
you are, then you will let them have their own process of evolution. Because when they make the decision, then that's when it's real for them. But when it's forced upon them and they haven't made the decision yet, therefore it's not real for them. And they're not going to receive pretty much everything that you have said because they're not ready to receive it
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
So that's something I like. Relationships have been like in the last, I guess you could say the last year or so in my life has been really something I think I've been working on. That has been a tool for like I guess you can say my spiritual helpers have been using to teach me certain things, and I've just been using that to like really go within myself to see like all the spots that I've built perceptions and ideas that don't support the highest good of other people.
Yeah, well said. Definitely.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I have nothing else to say. Yeah, like that. You definitely summed up that piece of it.
Is
For
it
sure.
okay to cry?
It's definitely okay to cry. You gotta
You
can't
cry.
you gotta let those emotions out.
Get it out.
You gotta
Should I
flow
talk
with
about,
it.
like the process of having a relationship with someone. I think it could be either sexual or non-sexual,
Okay.
and having to it's almost like an energetic like departure. It's like this break, and you feel that loss and that pain
Yeah.
from like leaving that other soul or that other person.
Yeah. For not like having them in your like experience anymore, like you're not experiencing a relationship with them anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's almost like I feel like it's even like proximity and like sharing like sharing that experience with that person and having it
Uh-huh.
not happen anymore
Yeah.
and almost like disassociating.
Yes,
Well, I
let's
think-
Just
talk
like
about
that pain
that.
that goes along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that stems
And, like,
from the
reason
relationship
why.
you have with like experiences and thinking that they're gonna last forever. So like, let's say we had a great time, we had a party, right? So it's like, well, I want that party to continue every Friday, but it might not be the same party every Friday. It might not be the same event. It might not feel good all the time, and I might from then on expect something that's never gonna happen again, and I'm gonna be sad or I'm gonna feel like something's missing. And I feel like when we lose relationships, we're also expecting the next person or even with ourselves to have the same type of like feeling, and it's not gonna happen again. And we have to learn to let go of that
Yeah.
expectation that we have.
I learned a long time ago, like maybe when I was like 12 or 13, that some people come from for a season. Everyone comes from a reason. Some people come for a season, and some people come for a lifetime. And you have to know the difference. Some people are just seasonal in your life, and they come to teach you something. And I think sometimes when you have to experience that pain, it shows you that you had an attachment to it, you know, because we sometimes don't want things to change, but sometimes they have to change for us to evolve, and that happens in our relationships as well. Some people grow and some people in the relationship stay the same, and therefore they don't have the capacity to experience you at the same level anymore because you have grown and they haven't. But you guys don't, you know, you're not on the same frequency anymore. When you, just like when you say like there's an energetic departure, it's like you guys switch wavelengths, and so there's not a balance that's happening anymore.
And
Yeah.
also, I've learned that as long as you put yourself out there into the world, that
Yeah.
no matter how many people walk out of your life, there's always gonna be new people that are gonna come in.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's just
That's like-
abundance. Like you can say it as
Yeah,
much as you
abundant.
want. You can say like, oh, I'm living in abundance. I have abundance mindset. But like,
Mhm.
there is a moment when you're like, wait a minute, no. Like as long as I'm patient and I go after whatever I need to do, and I just trust the process, like there is so much out there to go after. There's so
Yeah.
much women. There's so many network people to meet for career. There's money. Like sometimes you get in that fear mindset, but like if you start to like you just let go, it comes.
Mhm.
I've learned that this year. That, like things will
Yeah.
come to you as long as you're patient and like just put yourself out there in the world.
Well, because you don't get what you want, you get who you are, you know? And so who are you being in your thoughts? Who are you being in your beliefs? Who are you being in your feelings? Who are you being in your actions? All that adds up to your total experience. So that's what you're getting, you know? So like you say, if you have that fear mindset, that's how the universe, God, or Most High, whatever you want to call it, Creator, is going to respond to you because it's all energy. Were you about to say, Victor?
Yeah, it's like when people say that you get what you deserve,
Uh-huh.
and some people just don't believe that. They're like, you know, you're like, I deserve this, I deserve that, and
Hmm.
the reality is what you have right now, you probably deserve that
Yeah.
because everything you've done in your life has like baby stepped to that, or like took a part in this result. So it's
Right.
like, I'm sorry, like
Object in motion will stay in motion until it's acted on by equal or opposite force. So therefore, everything in your life comes from whatever you're sending out. So you don't get what you deserve. You get what you are, what you do. You know, what you radiate and what you resonate out to the world.
How you
And
make yourself feel,
yeah, how you make yourself feel, how you make others feel.
what you choose to do every day,
Uh huh.
how you choose to approach issues and problems in your life.
Right. Exactly.
going back to a KB said like about abundance.
Mhm.
I'm definitely a dweller, like when it comes to like emotions and like experiences and relationships. I always like dwell. Like there's
Mhm.
Oh, I know,
relationships
Victor.
that,
You and I have so many conversations on this.
yeah.
What do
Like,
you
there's
mean
been,
you
like-
dwell?
Do you
Like, there's
do you
been-
want to dwell? Do you like dwelling? Like I know you like in the long term you're like, oh, I wish I didn't dwell, but like
There's,
why
like-
do you think you dwell?
There's like some sort of like satisfaction I get with like dwelling on painful like events, or like, or it doesn't even have to be painful. It could be just a person that I was really into who left my life, and then I'm just like dwelling on like the experiences that I had with them, and you know, even if I'm trying to move on, like if they mean like that much to me, like sometimes those memories like don't leave, but
Mhm.
my emotional reaction to thinking about them is like, it might be less impactful, like less emotional.
Slowly changes.
Yeah, I'm slowly like getting better, but it's like,
Right. You don't necessarily
I would-
like move on from it.
Just because
yeah, it's like
Just,
always
like,
become
it
a part of
hurts
me.
less, or, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kinda-
exactly. It's just
I
kind of
understand.
like festers.
You know, to be
And
honest,
it's like-
personally, I don't think that's necessarily bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you learn so much from like those painful events, those painful like those memories of like greatness, and then now you see it as like it'll never be great anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, like that's horrible. Like,
it's like
I'll
it'll never happen
I
again.
never get to experience. But you also have to see it from like both sides. So as
Yeah.
long as you're looking at it and dwelling on it from both ends. So if you dwell on it from, you're right, I'll never will have that again. But also,
There's more
grateful that I
possibility.
have that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I could have never had it ever.
yeah,
And like that's
Mhm.
that's a worse thought to me than never.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
And you can also
If you dwell in both aspects, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not painful anymore. It's just like it happened, and you're just like.
But
can't
you-
do shit.
you-
yeah.
Can't do
but
shit.
you learn something from it. You learn something from it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that it also brought you something in return, you know. So you can be grateful for that. That like it gave you your stripes in a way, and it challenged you and it made you a stronger individual, you know. I think that's sometimes what I gain from painful experiences, because like you said, like sometimes I have not any longer. I try not to allow myself to focus too much in the past, unless I feel like it's something I need to deal with and I need to take some time and sit. The only time I really dwell in it is when I know I need to release it, and so I look at the situation. I say, okay, what did it give me? What did I learn from it? And I try to, like Mason said, I try to find some gratitude or some way to appreciate it, and then I allow it to like go away, and I don't cling to it anymore. You know, therefore I can go forward, because when you cling to what was, you will never experience what can be at its fullest capacity, because you're going to be comparing what can be to what was, and you're going to take away the joy of experiencing all what can be, you know.
Yeah.
And so
It's kind of,
Yeah.
You gotta have just like that gratefulness of like, yes,
Or
it was
even,
great.
like-
Yes, it sucked. But I
Yeah.
guarantee I'll have those same experiences, if not better,
Yeah.
with
Right.
other relationships, other
Yeah.
other things I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, because I've done that where I would compare like features from like this, like a new
No.
girl I'm talking to, like, oh, she used to do this, or like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
she
you take
have
away.
this quality of my other one.
Sucks. I know exactly.
Yeah, they're
It's
just like
true.
fantasizing about it, like mentally masturbating about.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're not looking what's in front of you and like accepting that person, like
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, that's why like I think it needs to be made clear that you need to let go of what was and just let whatever is happening now be all that it is. Like,
Mhm.
sure, it was the greatest thing that ever
Try to
was,
make
but like,
now as good as the was. That
yeah,
you-
yesterday was great, but how can it make today better?
That makes sense?
Yeah.
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 And then
It's exactly like
those
that.
memories are fuel that it can happen.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah,
Yeah. The memories, like you said, they're fuel. They're proof that you can experience something good. So if you can experience that, you can experience more good, more
Also, if you-
awesome.
if
Go
you
ahead.
think about it, you are a younger version of yourself, and you still achieve to get whatever you got. Now you're more mature. You know more. You can do better. You can go
Yeah.
you can achieve more.
Yeah. You just had a
Or-
learning
yeah.
curve. That's what I call it, a learning curve. And I think pain is like another good teacher because pain helps us.
Oh, there's a good quote. I have
Yeah.
a good quote.
That's teacher, dude.
Dude, it'll shake you
Don't get
straight.
STDs.
Yeah.
That's not good.
What did you say, Mason? Wait, what did you say?
I said pain's like the best teacher to me. I mean,
Yeah, pain is.
it's too much to get all my afraid of.
Can you move closer to the mic? I can't hear you.
You want me to repeat that?
Yes, I do.
I said pain and fear is where I get most of my like most important lessons from.
Yeah.
That's where I learn the most is like things that were really painful. They hurt a lot.
Mhm.
I think about them still, and then things that I'm fearful of, like why am I afraid of this? Like and I think deeper. So
Yeah.
one thing I was gonna say was to Victor was that like don't dwell as much as you want. You gotta stop dwelling at some point. But
Yeah.
don't let the dwelling ever convince you that things will never be as good as they were.
Yeah.
That's like
Right.
that. If there's anything not to dwell, like don't ever think that thought.
Yeah.
That is such a lie to yourself.
Because you're
It is
stealing.
all
You're
you
stealing from.
can, like for
Yeah.
sure never have happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're taking from the gift
Yeah.
of the
Gotta
present.
think in abundance, but
Like, it's just you're on the spiral up, dude.
Yes.
It's like you're dinging bells on the way up,
Yeah.
and like you're gonna ding a bell that was louder than the bell that you had when you were
Exactly.
down. You're just coming up.
yeah.
You're gonna ding that bell. It's gonna be like, oh shit!
Holy
I'm so
shit.
glad like I'm up here.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't keep going.
Everything is useful.
Great analogy.
I don't know why I thought
That's
about
really
this.
good.
I was picturing a spiral going up and hitting bells.
Yeah.
No, that's an actual word, like upward
Yeah, I was thinking of
spiral.
like a ladder, you know.
Like when things
There's like a
Like
bell.
guys out the window, like ding ding, getting tokens like Mario.
All right, look point. Yeah, that's a really good analogy. I like that.
Going to pain. I like this quote. It says, "Happy events make life delightful, but they do not lead to self-discovery and growth and freedom. That privilege is reserved to things and persons and situations that causes pain. Every painful event contains in itself a seed of growth and liberation."
Hmm.
That's by
Yeah.
Anthony DeMello. Amen.
I don't know anything good that happened that I learned a lot from.
Right?
It just tells me like good things.
It
I
just-
just say,
it's just
oh, I'm on a good
fruits.
path. I'm just like, okay, keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Like,
like
you know-
the fruits of what you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're just like, that's like gifts. Like, oh yeah, this is good. But then the bad things, like, fuck. All right, I gotta make a change here. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then you really like.
But then you
dig
get
in
those
deep.
goods because of that change. So it's like, it's a weird thing where it's like,
Yeah.
damn,
And
that
I think
sucks.
that's probably why. I think that's why you dwell, honestly, because you're a very smart guy, and you think a lot.
Yeah,
So,
you
like,
have an
So a
analytical
lot of
mind.
your dwelling is really just like you're really analyzing the pain and wondering why it hurts so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see what happens is
Trying
you're-
to break
you're
it down, like tearing at
Exactly.
it.
You just
Well, you
can't
start
tear at it too much
analyzing.
to where like
Yeah,
you become-
exactly.
as long as you're
Yeah.
tearing at it to figure out like more about yourself and like
Imagine,
why
imagine
you
if I
feel
did
that
go
way.
to acid.
You can have a great
You-
time.
Yeah,
But you
Bro.
can
I
also
think-
have a pretty intense, scary time. Like,
Yeah, pain reminds me what Rumi said. Rumi said the wound is a place where light enters you. So like you said, because I think of light as like when people say may the light be with you or love light and all that. I think light as like awareness and information and knowledge and things like that. And so the wound or the pain has brought you a new insight and a new level of clarity that you didn't have before, you know. And now you can take it's like you can take this newfound clarity and use it in your new experiences to come, you know. That's how I see it.
Take it with you.
Yeah,
So,
you
I
can
guess
take
to
it.
bring it back to relationships, though.
We're
I
still
mean,
there.
So to bring, I mean, well, yeah, we definitely are still on it. We're talking about like the painful ones, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should be afraid of being in a painful relationship. You should be
Mhm.
aware, be very, very aware whether it is painful or not, and don't just like hold on because you don't want to lose that relationship. But like, you know what I mean? So,
Wait, so what are you
Yeah.
trying to say?
go into
You're
all
saying-
relationships with like that positive mindset, and if it
Mm.
becomes painful,
Yeah.
it's gonna
He's
be
talking
painful.
about like the
You know, we
fear
can
of
avoid
missing
pain.
out. Like you don't want to let go because you feel like you're gonna miss out on something, even though
Yeah.
the holding on to it is costly. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
That was honestly, it was a big scary thing for me because after my first like serious girlfriend from college and high school,
Hmm.
I went like 2 years, didn't want a girlfriend. I didn't even really want to be associated with any girls at all because I was so afraid of like getting hurt again and like
Mhm.
something terrible happening. And then I found Valeria and she loved the shit out of me. She gave me all this attention, like everything I ever wanted, and like I knew it, and I knew it like down to my core, and I still was just like, no, don't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
I was there.
It's just gonna hurt.
Or she
bro.
just
I
told
can't
me
do
every
this.
day. I was like,
And I literally was like for so long, and I got
no,
lucky.
but that's
enough to
another
where
thing
she waited.
too.
I seriously got lucky because she should have left. I gave her such a hard time about it.
Yeah.
But
No, but that she proved that like she's one of those special people who like give a damn so much, and those people you should never let them go. Like you put her through
Yeah.
so many like obstacles, like you could say, and then she still was like, "Hey, like what the fuck? Like I'm here. Why are you making
Yeah.
this so hard?"
Right.
why? Literally, why are you making this so hard?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well maybe it's for a reason.
Yeah, maybe it was, and maybe yeah. But that's another thing too. It's like sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. You've gotten
Right.
hurt, and you're like, I
Exactly.
might get hurt again, but who cares? Even if I do get hurt, I'll learn, and then I'll just be smarter about it. But if I'm wrong, what if this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm just gonna let it go because of fear? Like no.
Because you're trying to like protect your like suffering. It's like what
Yeah.
is that? You're just gonna suffer in another part of your life. Like
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, yeah,
like you're
that's
gonna
just
really
like
avoid
fear,
trying
you know.
Delay it.
Yeah. That's just like when you mentioned about fear. Like that's it. You don't want to experience the thing you fear, and so you hold back. But it's like going forward actually strengthens you. So when you fear something, you should try to conquer that fear.
Yeah. And then what is that one like Kung Fu Panda quote? It's like those who often go on the path to avoid whatever it is end up being on that path.
Yeah, they
So, like-
experience it anyway.
Yeah, so it's like even if you were like, oh, I'm just gonna hold myself
Yeah.
back and not be in a relationship, you're gonna end up being alone and sad and suffering in your own
Right.
at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah, so it's
Still
like
gonna suffer, yeah. Because
Yeah.
that thing that you fear most is gonna come upon you because you kept giving recognition to it, which you recognize you energize. So as long as you focus there,
that's a poem right
you're
there.
gonna you're gonna stay.
All your quotes and poems.
You could write kids stories, dude.
Hey guys,
You
I
change
have
the
a
youth.
I have a poetry book coming out. on
Whole
August.
generation.
I already write poems. It's called the Disturbance Collection, you know, and it actually talks about it actually talks about pain and fears. This disturbance. It's about like things that disturb your peace and promote pain and fear within you, and they cause you to they disturb you, but they're actually there to teach you. And yeah, long story
I like
short,
that.
but
Let me
yeah.
know when it's out. I'll read them. No doubt.
yeah, it's a lot.
We'll be waiting. We'll do a podcast episode on it one day.
For sure.
Going
World
back
tour.
to like
Yeah.
like how pain improves you and teach. It's like for me, it's like rejection and like dealing
Mhm.
with that, and also being accepted at the same time. And it's like when you're being thrown back and forth, it's like people will love you, people will hate you, and it comes to a point where you just have to be centered in yourself,
Yeah.
where you just kind of take everything in as like feedback and information, but you're gonna believe whatever you want to believe. So it's
Yeah.
like, so
Yeah.
it
You
grew me in that way.
right. I think like for me, it's like I had to decide what I wanted to build my self-esteem on, and what I wanted to build my self-identity in terms of how do I view myself. Am I going to view myself from the lens of another person, or am I going to view myself how I want to view myself? I, am I going to let them tell me who I am, or am I going to decide and show them who I am? You know, and so I feel like that's where it comes down to. But you have to build that muscle. I think I call it a muscle, but that inclination within yourself to go against the grain sometimes. Because even like we're talking about romantic relationships and things, but imagine when you're like in a building with people who are more like they have more outer achievements than you know, so they're farther along in their life and they're doing things, and you may be a little reserved within yourself because you're like, hey, I didn't accomplish all that they have just yet, and blah blah blah, and so you fear walking up to them and talking to them because you know, for whatever reason, you have decided that you don't believe in yourself because of what they accomplished, and so you're comparing yourself with them, and it instills fear within you. And so I think even in networking, we have to look at ourselves in a way that doesn't compare or take away from our brilliance just because we're not on the same level where we want to be, you know, because if we do that, it will take away from where we are. It comes like, you know, it's in the same wavelength of what we're talking about too, like networking and how we view ourselves and being scared of fear and rejection, you know. You can
That,
be, go ahead.
sorry.
No, you're
You're
good.
done. I didn't want to cut you off. All right.
I,
What
I
I
was
was gonna
waiting.
bounce right off of that though, and say that like you said in your business example, if you have a like the way I see, if we're thinking in the business sense of like relationships, like
Mm-hmm.
it is terrifying to make like unless the coworkers are on your same level, people
Mm-hmm.
above you, and making relationships with people who are like above you in a company or in any
Yeah.
kind of professional setting is pretty terrifying. Like you're a little
Right.
scared. You don't know what to expect. You don't think like you're worthy, and all those things. If you let them manifest into like your true
Yeah.
like how you feel when you approach them
Yeah.
finally,
They'll show up in that
they're
comment.
yeah, they're gonna read right through you. They're gonna know how terrified you
Right.
are, and then like
You can
that's the
see it.
worst kind of impression you can give right off the bat.
Yeah.
So knowing how you feel, understanding like the realism in the situation. Like
Mhm.
yes, okay, he's above me. Yes,
Yeah.
he knows more than me maybe, but I'm
Uh,
somebody completely new, and I'm
Yeah.
clearly interested. So I'm going to go
Yeah.
say what's up and
Yeah.
try to start a
And
conversation.
if he or she did it, I can do it too, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
he's got friends, so of course he's got friends. So somebody approached him and said what's up, and he's not like a freaking psychopath who doesn't have any friends. So
Yeah.
I mean,
One can wish.
one person did it. Like
Oh.
I'm sure you could become his friend.
Yeah. Or just spark a conversation with him or her.
Even if you're not somebody's friend, I think it's still a relationship. Like I have plenty of relationships where like
Yeah.
I would consider them like a friend, but not like a a close friend. I don't expect them to be
Yeah.
there when I fall, but I
Yeah.
kind of expect them to like give a shit a bit
Yeah.
because we have that connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got
We
you.
have a little
Those are
rapport.
also important
Yeah.
because those are the people that kind of bring those other really close ones into your life. So it's kind of like
Mhm.
their little gap, like bridges, you know?
Yeah.
And what's also like a note is that people that like let's say you have like business connections or acquaintances, um, whether it's business or casual relationships. There's like this there's like this threshold or like this boundary where you can't really like talk to them about certain things, and only specific things or like um, related things and like topics or activities that you have with that person. I think everybody has that one person that they tell like literally everything with, and like you're like 100% truthful, like everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's like important because that's one person that you can like actually vent to and like actually release and like get feedback on things that are like happening in your life versus it's actually really not good to like do that to business partners or people that you like just met. That could go downhill.
Don't tell me your whole life
Those
story.
are, that's your
Stages
confidant.
in
You know,
relationships,
you
like,
you have you have your confidants, you have your comrades, and you have your confederates. You know, the people who are gonna fight with you for the same cause. Your confidants is the people you go to who you could talk to. You know.
But sometimes you might click with someone so hard that like
instantly just weird. You're just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's weird, but it happens. You're
Yeah,
like,
I
you just be
actually
as
I
weird
had
as you
that.
want. It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter. Like
Yeah.
you just know they don't give a shit.
That's
That's how
kind
me
of
and Victor
how
were kind of.
KB.
Yeah.
Like,
Me, Victor, KB, honestly,
Honestly-
all four of us, we're all just kind of like exactly who we were instantly.
yeah.
Yeah. Before
Kind of
me
different
and
sides
KB
of us too.
Yeah, before KB and I traveled, we only knew each other for like, I don't know, not even long.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, I'm going to Africa and stuff. And he's like, can I come? And then we decided to go. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I think I knew him a month at that time. Not even.
Dude.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
Sometimes you just
click like that, bro.
And it,
Even Mason, because we didn't like talk for a while, and then I don't know, just something happened. We're just like taking over the world, programming.
Same with Mason, yeah.
you still there?
Hello? Oh, we lost
Hey.
him.
left for a second.
Can you hear me?
No, you left.
Yeah. Yeah, we were here. I was still. Yeah, y'all left. Me and KB, I heard KB the whole
Yeah.
time.
No, but I was saying that you, Mason, like we didn't really talk at much first when I was working at Bahama Breeze, but then like at one point we just clicked and it was like taking over the world, programming, Unreal, crypto, like
Yeah.
conversation after and then we do
well,
fucking
that's what I
crazy
was
shit.
saying. Yeah, it's literally like we have like these things that we vibe with each other and that are very authentic in their own way. Like me and you, KB, very like driven. Let's take over the world. Let's
Yeah.
start something. Let's go crazy. Like let's, you know what I mean? Like we jump on that. Me and Moses, we're very like honest with each other. We also talked about like businesses and stuff. We encouraged each other, and it was very like a very positive relationship. It was awesome. And then with Victor is different. Okay.
Everyone's relationship with Victor is
I
different.
swear, I went to Victor, I was like, hey man, like, what's up? Like, my name's Mason. He's like, yeah, I'm Victor. I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. And then we just started getting like super weird.
They were just like talking about like random ass shit and like talking about like random like scenarios and just like
We
saying
started
It's
just like
true.
building fake realities.
just like these
Yeah.
Imagine if that
scenarios.
person came over here and was wearing a sombrero, and then like he would just keep going on it, and we would build, and then it end up like we just die
just
laughing,
fucking die.
and then
yeah.
we'd walk away and then reconvene again later.
Yeah.
That's like our conversation.
Knowing him even like longer, it's like then we get into like other things like self development and like
serious
spirituality,
topics.
yeah, and like serious topics. And then we get weird again.
Yeah. I agree.
I think it's so weird how, like, you'd think if you have a relationship with one person, I don't know why I think this, but if you have a relationship with one person, it would be a similar relationship with like everyone else, with all your other good friends. But I feel like it's not like that at all. I feel like it's literally like every good friend I have, I'm a good friend with them for a different reason.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you have that like that different like kind of expression and like way of being yourself with them, but it's still being yourself. Like you're not just being somebody different with them. It's like it's just a different side of you that you really enjoy being, and you get to do it even more with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty beautiful part of life, honestly.
Yeah.
What's
I
also
think
interesting is like whenever peer groups introduce their peer groups to other peer groups, because like the instigator or like the networker of that.
The bridge.
Yeah, it's like if he
Yeah.
relates to if we relate on this way, he might like my friends in this
Because
in
we
this
relate
other way.
on that way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the best. That's the way the network.
Yeah, like when we went out to the beach bars that one night. It was a whole like, group of different peer groups, I guess you can say.
That was an interesting night.
That was a great night. Yeah, that was so much fun. We got pizza and fucking the garlic.
The car ride was funny.
Oh, the
car
pizza
ride
guy was
funny.
gonna like slap me because I sounded drunk even though I wasn't. We was all just laughing. I was like,
Oh, yeah, it was a good car ride.
oh,
What I
man.
also like to piggyback off what we said, what I also learned about like when I started like going out and talking to people
Mhm.
and just having the premise of express who you are and whoever relates or like enjoys that type of personality or like topics, whatever you talk about, they'll cling on to you.
Just
Yeah.
gravity, dude.
Yeah, and it's like I went through that whole like period of like, oh, like if they didn't vibe with it, like whatever I said, and I'm like trying to like make it work and shit.
Yeah.
like
Hey,
Moments.
I'm a balding
Yeah.
ginger.
compromising who I am to like relate to that person. And
Because you're trying to make them feel secure now.
yeah,
Like in a situation where like you're being yourself, but like they're kind of uncomfortable, and you can
Yeah.
tell.
yeah,
So then you start kind of shifting your personality to try to
And it
like
just gets
make
weird.
them feel more comfortable, but then it kind of just keeps getting more.
The way you gotta maintain your frame.
Has anybody read what's it called?
There's many books. Which one?
Yeah.
Does
How
it
to
have
Win
to do with
Friends and
games?
Influence People.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Love that one.
I've scanned across it.
One of them is Remember Their Names. That one is a
Yes.
hard one for me. I'm so bad with names. You know Moses. I didn't.
Yeah, I always have to be like, can you have such and such?
The main premise of it was like, it's like you have to listen to people instead of trying to talk over them or like
Right.
or
Trying
like
to say something.
Be
that
empathetic. Give a fuck.
Yeah.
brings the conversation somewhere else. Yeah.
yeah, and not really
Yeah.
paying attention to what they're saying. You have to like actually listen.
Right.
Uh,
It's like you're
and,
looking for
ask
your
questions
next
and figure
response.
out what makes them tick. Really
Yeah. To hear them.
goes in.
Yeah.
I think
It's a good
I think
read.
anyone. That's a good point. I think anybody who gives an interest or shows an interest in my life, I've given a genuine chance to be my like a good friend. You know what I mean?
Same.
Like anybody who's like asking me questions about something I just said, even if it's something stupid, like yeah, like my mom, like I went and saw my mom. They're like, oh, like what'd you do? Like how was it?
Yeah.
I'd be like instantly like, why the fuck do you care? Like,
Yeah.
That's true,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was great. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
But
like
if
then
it's
you
genuine-
instantly want to like get to know them.
Yeah.
So now you're interested. You're like,
There you
oh,
go. Now you got the connection. That like back and forth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of spurs. I like that point, dude. That's a good point.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's really important.
Ask questions. Okay,
Gotta be like,
that's good. That's
yeah,
Active
I'm gonna keep that in
genuine
mind.
questions, like actually interested in that
Yeah, like
person.
into
Wanting-
who they are, not
Right.
like the superficial questions. Like,
Gotta see
oh,
what they like. And
yeah.
like, they get excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know if
Mhm.
someone asks me like, what do I do for like a living? Like they're like they stand in a way or like they might even say just like that, but in a genuine way, I might just like go off. And, yeah, art. I love art. Minimalism, futurism.
Yeah, exactly.
Like go off.
If someone asks you like what you do and you're like, yeah, I make art, and then you're just kind of like, oh, what kind of art? And then you're just like, oh, well, I make wood stuff, and like that's where it ends. It's kind of like okay, like, and then they start talking about themselves or something like, oh, well, I
Yeah.
like blah blah blah. Then it's like, okay, like this is a conversation, I guess, but
Not
if they
really.
were to ask you more, you'd be more inclined to ask them more.
Ask them more. Yeah.
Instantly after they question you, you're gonna be like, oh, well, what do you do? And then you
Well, yeah.
ask them questions, and that's how you get
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Both
tell
would
me
have
about
to be,
yourself.
Both would have to be like down to invest in the conversation.
Yeah.
Some people just aren't, dude.
Yeah.
They,
No, they
they
are.
really are. They really are.
They're like, I just want to talk
Bad.
to you. I
They,
just
they
don't-
just want to skedaddle, and you're just like, all right.
Yeah.
I like trying to talk to those people though. I'm like, don't go anywhere. What's up?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, one second, 2 seconds, 2 seconds.
Basically, you just want to play with them.
One more question.
Like,
Well,
okay,
because
one
those
second.
kind of people are like the ones that like when they finally do like get kind of comfortable with talking to you because you were so like persistent, then
Mhm.
they're like they're interesting. You're like,
Yeah, they're
there's a
kinda
lot
weird,
more
yeah.
to you than you're trying to lead on.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a friend like that where for a while I was like, oh, you know, you're that type of person. Like, okay. And then something happened in her life, and now when I talk to her, it's like deep conversations like this, and I'm like, where has this been the whole time? What happened? Like, wait,
What happened?
But
Mhm.
that's true. Like once they break and open
It's a
themselves
pleasant
up,
change.
yeah, it's good. Stick to
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Be that
honestly,
person, that light
isn't
in the
that
world.
isn't that why we all have a relationship with each other, man? Like we were all genuinely interested in each other's lives.
Mhm.
We genuinely wanted to at least influence each other as much as we could in the most positive way.
Yeah.
And then we had a good time. We were always laughing just because, like, why not laugh? Like, it's a great thing to do. Why would you? Like, we had like zero negative energy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
when I came
it's
to work
really
and
fun.
if I saw any of you at work, I knew like I was not gonna have a problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
Like,
always
with you
fun.
guys,
Yes,
was
I
was
Yeah.
gonna
remember.
be good.
Even with TR, remember when TR fucking
I already knew, like, I would know the shift is gonna be a lot
doors,
better
bitches?
when I saw either of you guys there. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
was
was like
all
the
right,
SWAT. It's like,
hell
Of
yeah.
course, because I was like Victor or Megan.
Yeah.
It was
What
the
are you doing
best,
over there?
and it still is. And I look at us now. Now we got a podcast. Like, now, like to bring it back to what you were saying about your friend who like finally opened up and got deep. That's all we do now. We're like, what's the deepest topic we could all talk about?
Yeah,
And
it
then we
keeps
just kind
going.
of do it,
Yeah.
and it's amazing because then we get to really like tear it apart and see
Yeah.
everybody's point of view, and then we understand each other even more, and then we're even closer now.
Yeah.
That kind of made me think
I
about.
love you guys.
Oh, you, I mean, love you too.
That made me think
Love you
about
too, bro.
my.
You guys.
That made me think about my second girlfriend, and we dated for 6 months.
Hell yeah.
And Mason, you know, the first Catherine. the
Oh,
first,
okay.
yeah,
First
but who
guy.
was like vegetarian and like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
What was so weird about this relationship is that we clicked like right away, but then they're like you go past the honeymoon phase, and then it's like, what else is there kind of
Mhm.
thing, and that's kind of like how that was kind of like the downfall of that relationship.
Yeah.
But and I felt like she wasn't like fully opening up, and I thought it was like my fault because I was like maybe I'm not like asking her the right questions or getting to know her in a certain way. But there is mostly a communication. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Some people you just can't get
to.
You just can't
Well,
get to.
well, it's because they're not letting you get to them.
Yeah.
You know.
Again, that's not your
She was
fault.
definitely
That's
going
yeah,
through
them.
something. She was going through like depression
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and I would try to help her. Yeah, and I would.
yeah, but no, you don't.
She
You
sees
can-
she's just like, oh, he does care about me. Why am I such a whole person? Why don't I open up? And then she's like, but if I open up, then like he could hurt me even more.
Yeah, it's usually that's literally what they think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then like even if I tried to help her, there's a certain way that people accept help or like receive criticism, and basically everything I was doing was not how she like finds comfort or gets help.
Right.
So it's like everything I did, I'm like thinking that I'm helping her with you know, like asking her about what is she going through in her life, and it's just not getting to her, and like
It's not a whole lot you can do besides. I mean,
Be there.
They need to be on their own.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like a sign that they kind of need to just like understand themselves a bit better.
Yeah.
It's true.
You don't need to help anyone.
You can't. You can.
No,
You can only
you didn't,
assist.
you didn't sign up to be the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
You support them, but you don't have to like. And,
Yeah.
and also, that's just not going to work out in the end, because then.
It was
gonna
only because I cared about her. I just really wanted to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with that if you're not trying to get anything out of that.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get anything
you
out of it. I
want.
was like,
Don't expect to be like, oh, now I helped you. Give me everything.
you remember the other day I helped you, huh?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Where's my return on that? Where's
Mason,
my
your
ROI?
face is-
Where's my ROI? Look, going-
Return on my investment.
Right? Going to what you were saying, Victor, though.
It's time.
Pay up, bitch.
Suck.
Oh my god. So funny.
Hey guys,
Victor-
speaking of relationships, I told my girlfriend I'd be done 5 minutes ago, and to hold my word. I did say I would hold my word. I need to be cutting this thing short. I know
That's great.
the audience right now, but
Let's end it off with why is that so important that you stick to your word?
because I am a man of my word, and I
There you
like
go.
people to trust me. I don't want to tell people I care about things and them feel like they can't believe what I said.
So
Yeah.
important.
Again.
That's so good.
In honesty, though, like I honestly, like, there's one thing I really think is important. If we can say that about that'll be the last point I say about relationships. Is
Mhm.
like, if you want a genuine relationship to keep going, you gotta follow up on what you say. Like, you cannot
Yes.
just like say something. Even if I say it to you guys, like, I know I did say like I was gonna upload the last video, and I still haven't even done that. So it's like I feel so bad. I think about it all the time. Like, why am I not doing that? And I get caught up in doing something else. But like,
Okay, bro.
if you say you're gonna do something, and you don't do it, the more often that you do that, the less like trustworthy, less friendship you're gonna really have with that person.
Yeah.
That's the main reason I gotta go.